Hello, 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 friends. Welcome back to 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. My name's Dave. I've got gray hair. I do have a gray beard. I've also got glasses, a lot like the guy in the artwork. And hey, again, I believe he's got better looks than me. So, welcome back to episode 65. Today is my Friday. And of course, this will be the last one for the week unless I decide to get crazy tomorrow and do some additional ones. You never know. Good chance I probably won't. It's supposed to be really nice down here in Central Florida. So what's happening? What's going on with you folks out there? Have you got any thoughts about the conversation that I've had with you this week? Uh, I haven't received any emails from anyone about it. So I'm assuming that you either aren't going to comment or you maybe don't want to comment. And I understand that. That's absolutely fine. Do not worry about that. I don't have to hear from you. If you want to, though, please do feel free at my website, 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. And did you know that on the app that you are listening to, you can rate and review me? If you like what you're hearing or you like what I'm doing, leave me a review. It doesn't have to be 5 stars, doesn't have to be 1 star. It could be whatever you want it to be. But anyways, let's get on to the business at hand. Okay? We're going to go past all the things I talked about in the last couple of days, and we're going to go into 1973. 1973. I was a sophomore, freshman going, fresh sophomore, freshman going to, I was a sophomore going into to junior year. Wow, brain freezes here, man. Adult moments. Oh, I tell you what, man, that was a great summer for me. I was dating girls. I had some fun with friends, and of course, there's driver's training. Because you're getting close to 16. Granted, I had been driving for years. Uh, the lumberyard that we owned was in a town that was quite a ways away. Uh, I just remember it being about a half an hour drive. So it's probably 60 miles, 50, 60 miles. I don't remember exactly. I'll look it up, but one of these days I'll look it up. But it wasn't because we took the back roads. Hey, folks, this is Dave. I just checked the mileage. This is after while I'm doing the editing. I checked this out. It was about 29.7 miles from Port Huron to Croswell. Because realistically, there was no main road. I mean, there was a main road, but my dad didn't like it because it took you too far east to go a little bit north and west. But it was a fun ride, and occasionally, when I was getting into my 14 and 15 and sometimes even 13-year-old years, my dad would let me drive home at night when I was up there with him for like a Saturday or during the summer. Trying to teach the young boy how to drive and drive properly and drive well and not drive just around the block or just in a parking lot. This was real life experience. And I appreciated that. I think that's helped me become a better driver. And the fact that my dad just didn't like driving anymore. He'd been doing it, of course, all his life, and he was tired of doing it. And who cares? Who blames him? It's like me every once in a while. It's like me every once in a while. I get to the point where I'm done driving for a bit. I am. I drive to and from work every day. And then when I get there, I drive again all day long. At least 99% of the time, I'm driving all day long. That's my job. Drive buses around. So I go from a car to a bus. Then back down. And I get to the point where I'm just tired of the driving. But those were the things that were going on back in the summer of 673. Back in the summer of 73. It was a great, great time. I want to know what you were doing in the summer of 73. Now, when it comes to music, again, which is one of my favorite things, these are the songs we were listening to that year and that summer. Mr. and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul. Boy, that was it was it, it was very popular, and it was kind of a romantic song. So if you had a girlfriend, that was a good song for you. Also, You're So Vain by Carly Simon. That was a good song. Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Here he comes. He's starting out Crocodile Rock, and then he goes into Rocket Man, stuff like that. Killing Me Softly with His Song by Roberta Flack. Oh, that was a good song, too. That was a really good song. Love Train by the OJs. Neither one of us want to be the first to say goodbye by Gladys Knight and the Pips. Do you remember Gladys Knight and the Pips? And a lot of the bands back in the late 60s, not even the late 60s, the 60s and 70s, the backups to the main singer would be dancing in unison as at the same time as singing. It took talent, and even the guys in the band, especially when they had woodwinds or they had like horns, were dancing and moving around in unison to the music. It was so good, man. That was nice. The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia by Vicki Lawrence. Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree by Tony Orlando and Dawn. This was the beginning of what we call the disco. You Are the Sunshine of My Life by Stevie Wonder. Frankenstein by Edgar Winter Group. Now that was a song. That was an instrumental, mainly instrumental song. That was, oh my God. I'm going to have to look that one up again because that one had some great guitar work in it. Oh my God, that was a fabulous song for guitar work. My Love by Paul McCartney and the Wings. I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little Bit More, Baby by Barry White. That man had the deepest vocals. Oh, he did. He was fabulous. Will It Go Round in Circles by Billy Preston. Here's one. Playground in My Mind by Clint Holmes. I love this song. Coming next, Shambhalaya by Three Dog Night. Oh, man. Three Dog Night in the 70s, they were going places really big. And they were, for a long time, the number one band in the early 70s. They just had it going on. They really did. They had it figured out. Next came Big Bad Leroy Brown by Jim Croce. Here's one that came from a movie, The Morning After, or maybe the movie just used it. The Poseidon Adventure. That was by Maureen McCormick. Diana Ross, Touch Me in the Morning. Here's another one that they used in a movie, Live and Let Die by Wings. This is just the top. I'm going to give you the top 30 today. Brother Louie by The Stories. Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. Delta Dawn by the Canadian singer Helen Reddy. We're an American Band by Grand Funk. That was another rock song that just was absolutely fantastic. It really got you into guitars. Half Breed by Cher. And Cher, she just keeps going, doesn't she? Angie by the Rolling Stones. Sorry, folks, I was never big into the Rolling Stones. I think part of that comes from their songs from the 60s. Just didn't like them. Midnight Train to Georgia again by Gladys Knight and the Pips. Heartbreak, It's a Love Beat by the Del Franco Family. Photograph by Ringo Starr. This is, of course, the Beatles had split, so all these guys are out there making their own music. Top of the World by the Carpenters. Here was a song that I, to this day, really, really loved and never understood until about 25, 30 years ago. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. If you read it, if you look at it really closely, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John said a lot of things. The Most Beautiful Girl by Charlie Rich, and then Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce rounds out the top 33. Sorry, I went 3 over. My bad. You know, it just, music, especially in the late 60s and the 70s, the changes it was making, the influences it brought, and it gave us, and the things it did for us were amazing. It changed the world. Really, really did. So that's about all the time I've got for today, folks. I wanted to ask you one more time. Don't forget to tell your friends, folks. 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave is a podcast that is somewhat fun and sometimes be about all over the place, but I think it's a good one. So tell your friends whether you like them or you don't, and let them make the decision. Don't forget my website again, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That is the number 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. You can find me on all the podcasting sites. If you have friends or family who don't know what a podcast is, how to find one, how to play one, do us all a favor. As podcasters, we would enjoy that. Show them how. So for Gray Hair Dave, this is Friday, and I hope you all have a great, great weekend. Stay safe. God bless. And this is Gray Hair Dave saying bye-bye.